government wants to have $1 billion in circulation to aid with commerce within the nation.
The government goes to private banks and asks for $1 billion.
The private bank, aka the Federal Reserve, usurping authority of government, creates $1 billion from nothing.
The private bank loans bank created money at interest to the government.
The government issues $1 billion into circulation.
The government now owes $1 billion plus interest to the private bank.
The private bank demands collateral for loan.
The collateral for the loan comes from the hides of the American people.
The personal income tax is imposed upon the American people to pay for the interest and not the principal of the loan.
The government borrows $1 billion as a loan from the private bank.
The private bank gives a $1 billion credit to the government, which is making money out of thin air.
The government then now owes $1 billion plus interest to the private bank.
The private bank only created money for the principal and not the interest.
Even if the government paid back the $1 billion, it would still owe the interest on the loan.
Therefore, government must take out a second loan to pay the interest on loan number 1.
The private bank creates money for principal of the loan number 2, but not the interest of loan number 2.
The government, even after paying off the interest of loan 1 and the principal of loan 2, still owes the interest of loan 2, as that was never created yet.
The government must take out loan number 3 to pay the interest on loan 2.
This process must be effectively repeated, as the interest to pay a loan is never made when the loan is made and must be obtained for payment of the previous loan by a new loan for the interest itself.
The nation is forever in debt to the private bank.
The accumulated debt and interest on the loans from the private bank only grows greater. It will never be smaller.
More and more of the labor of the citizens of the nation must be spent in paying interest to the private bank for their loans to the nation.
Income taxes are unconstitutionally imposed by the hijacked government, which is now under the control of the private bank, and they are continually raised to pay interest to the private bank for the privilege of its loan to the nation.
The debt to the bank, which you now know as the national debt, can never be smaller, or can it ever be paid.
The financial and monetary policies of the nation are dedicated not to serving the interests of the citizens of the nation, but to serving the interests of the real controllers of the nation and its future, the private and unaccountable bank which enslaves the citizens to it as it drains off the resources of the nation as it profits for allowing the nation to use the money substitute which it created out of nothing.